Hey guys, welcome to the Superhero Post Show. It is your host Stephen Heyman, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you guys, and obviously like and subscribe below. Follow us on follow our podcast at the Superhero Post Podcast. Follow us on Instagram at Superhero Post Pod if you just want to follow up with the news and what's going on. But today was actually a very insane day in the fandom world. So apparently there are rumors that um Captain America is coming back, aka Steve Rogers, aka Chris Evans. There are reports, it was reported from Deadline that Chris Evans is supposedly in talks of making a return as Captain America. And you know, when it comes to superhero news, there are very few sources that I believe that are true. And one of those sources that I believe that has been right over time has been Deadline. Deadline has a really great track record of being right. And to be honest, I didn't really believe this still, even though I believe that, the Deadline has done a great job of keeping up with the news and giving us great information. I'm not sure if this is true because Chris Evans also did comment, which is something that I'm also going to talk about too. But let's read this first article about Chris Evans coming back. Okay. All right. So, Captain America eyes return to the MCU. I mean, start yeah, as Chris Evans nears deal to reprise role in future Marvel project. Okay, I'm going to read this article. In in a move, what the heck was that? Sorry. In a move that is sure to rock the Marvel Cinematic Universe, sources tell Deadline that Chris Evans is cleaning the dust off his Captain America attire as he is expected to reprise the role in the MCU in some form. It's still vague whether the deal is closed, but insiders say it's headed in that direction for Evans to return as Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, in at least one Marvel property, with the door open for a second film. Sources add it's unlikely to be a new Captain America installment and more likely to be like what Robert Downey Jr. did after Iron Man 3, appearing in such films as Captain America Civil War and Spider Man Homecoming. Marvel had no comment. Evans had been very public that he would be hanging up his shield after Avengers Endgame, with Marvel going as far as having the character hand the shield to Anthony Mackie's character at the end of the film in torch passing type of moment. Things had changed in recent months as the idea was floated of Evans returning to the MCU as Rogers to see if there was any interest. As the weeks as the weeks went by, Evans became more game to the idea, with the two sides coming to an agreement at the top of the year. How he might return is unclear and being worked out, but the options are unlimited. Over the years, even after a character's film franchises have come to an end, Marvel has found a way to insert them into the MCU and other properties. And the addition of new Disney Plus limited series adds even more properties in which he can make his return if it's not his own film. Whatever the path may be, fans are sure to be invigorated by knowing they would be seeing the return of a character they assume wouldn't be back anytime soon. So obviously this report is saying that Chris Evans has been in talks with Disney and that he's game, that he's down, and that they've been coming up with ways he could be coming back. My reaction to this is um well, my first opinion at the end of Avengers Endgame, I felt like Steve should have stayed. In my opinion, I feel like if one died, one had to stay. I wasn't a fan of both of them leaving. I personally would have wanted Steve to die instead of Tony, so Tony could have been more of like a Nick Fury type of a figure for the new Avengers, and to stay, for Spidey, and maybe like, or maybe he would take a role with like the Young Avengers or something. But so I mean, I wasn't a big. I mean, Tony dying was obviously like the biggest probably superhero cinematic moment in history, but I really was a little upset when both of them were gone. And even if Tony died, I at least thought that Steve was going to stay, and so I believe that they might have finally realized that killing off Steve or taking Steve out of the picture was a really bad thing to do. Not because it's gonna hurt, not because it's hurting the universe. I think the MCU is gonna be fine whether if they're there or not. But the way that the MCU is set up, Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans have to come back eventually. Just like how there were rumors the other day that Robert Downey might be a hologram of some sort or something in the movies to come with the War Machine Armor series, whatever, with a Don Cheadle. Like, I just don't. I mean, obviously, you can kill off these characters, but if I'm Kevin Feige, I don't want Chris Evans and Robert Downey giving proper goodbyes to the MCU, because with the multiverse and with the ultimate options of being able to bring basically any character back whenever you want, I mean, all of the it's always possible. And a lot, and to be honest, after they died, I even thought that, all right, maybe like maybe 10 years from now, 5 years from now, when there's a big event with a big villain, then they'll bring back the original Avengers to do like a tribute. But for him to be coming back this fast, this might have been a mistake, and this may be a retcon. I don't know, or maybe it's like, or I know in the comics, I'm pretty sure the one of the Infinity Stones like rejuvenated him back to his normal self, as being young again. Maybe a storyline like that, or maybe he's being old Steve, or maybe he's still young Steve, but mentoring Anthony Mackie's Captain America slash Falcon, because obviously we all know that Falcon's going to be eventually getting his own movie as him becoming Captain America. So maybe Steve Rogers is going to be in that movie, walking him through like what it takes to be Captain America, et cetera, et cetera. And I wouldn't be surprised if this happened, but with all the goodbyes that happened in Avengers Endgame, it just shocks me that they would bring him back this fast. And if they are they retconning that he went with Peggy, or are they going to be like, he went with Peggy, lived his life, and now he's back to help the world type of vibe? I don't know, but we'll see. And another theory could be Serpent Society. Maybe he could be some crazy assassin that no one knows is him. And he's just going crazy, or like he's like a new warlord or something. I don't know. He has his own like freaking army, and he's trying to take over the earth, and now he's this Serpent Society dude. I don't know how they would do it, but if they do, it has to be crazy. I mean, I would. It would be awesome. Like, I don't want another Captain America film, but for him to feature in the film, I would definitely want him to be like a main antagonist, turn him back to a hero, or something like that. Something that's out of the box. Maybe a role like Tony's, but not literally like Tony. I want something different if he does come back. But if he does still stay in that, watch over role, I wouldn't mind. Because with or without them, I think the MCU is fine for right now. So, all right. So here's the next article, and Chris Evans says his reported return as Captain America is, quote, and I quote, news to me. The Marvel actor first played Steve Rogers. All right, skip that crap. We all know that. All right, Chris Evans on Thursday. By the way, so all these news websites, yo, these ads, man, they kill me. My goodness, I hate them. All right, Chris Evans on Thursday seemed to pump the brakes on a report earlier in the day that he might be reprising his iconic role as Captain America. Headlines circulated in the morning that the actor was in talks to appear in an upcoming Marvel Cinematic Universe film as Cap one more time, even though it appeared his time in the role had come to a conclusion with Avengers Endgame. As again, I hate it. Not typically cagey about his work in the role, Evans tweeted simply "news to me," which most assumed was his comment on the reports he was coming back. In 2018, Evans seemed to close the door on ever playing Cap again when he tweeted, "Officially wrapped on Avengers 4. It was an emotional day to say the least. Playing his role over the last 8 years has been an honor to everyone in front of the camera, behind the camera, and in the audience. Thank you for the memories. Internally grateful." And I quote. Fans and fellow actors showered him with praise and well wishes for what he had done with the role, which quickly became a beloved Marvel hero. Evans first played Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, in 2011's Captain America vs. Avengers, blase, blase, blase. And here's his tweet that says news to me. So, I mean, we all know, we all know, the Marvel rule that, if you're in Marvel and something happens, you got to shut your mouth and you cannot, say what's going on. So this could have been a ploy for him to shut us up, for now, because that's how it is over there, man. They keep their secrets tight, bro. They keep their secrets tight. So, I'm not shocked that Chris Evans would say something like this. Um, the way it is over there, they don't play when they like after Tom Holland did that crap in Spider-Man: Homecoming, where he basically spoiled the whole movie during the press conferences. He ain't know nothing about what was happening with Endgame or Infinity War. I'm pretty sure they gave him a different script. Like they had like 4 or 5 fake scripts. So like I'm pretty sure he's holding it down tight if he is coming back. But I do believe that they're in talks. Um, I don't think it's because Chris Evans run out of money or something. I just think that and I was saying this to someone else earlier. I think I was saying this to my friend Josh earlier that when you get into these iconic roles, you're stuck in these roles forever. There's no leaving. There's no moving on. You're eventually coming back. Just like Brandon Ruth, he was Superman Returns, and what happened? He was that. He was that. shrinking dude in Legends of Tomorrow and what have you, end up come back as Superman again. Once you're in these roles, this is who you are forever. You know, you're always gonna be people are always gonna see you as that, and you can do other roles, but you're eventually gonna come back. So I'm not shocked by this. You know, I'm not. As I said, I'm not shocked by this. I'm just shocked that it's happening so soon. And if it does, cool. And if it doesn't, I really don't care. I think the MCU's in good hands regardless, man. The fact that we have the mutants are coming soon and the Fantastic Four, we're good. If we didn't have the mutants and they killed them off, there that would be an issue. But we don't. So but we do have the mutants. So we're good. We're good. You know, they have a saving grace, literally sitting. And apparently Daredevil might be coming back and some other characters. Excuse me. I think the MCU's in great hands right now. And for the people who don't, just wait. You know, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. So yeah, thank you guys for giving this video a watch. As I said, please like and subscribe and follow us. I'm gonna put the links down below and just have a good night. RIP Chadwick Boseman.